everyone. How are you all doing? I hope that you guys are doing amazing and fantastic and wonderful. Oh, yep, there's Cleo. She was like, "You've got the camera on and I'm not in the office." And so then she very adamantly meowed at my office door until she was able to get in. So, how's everyone's April ending up? Let me know. A few updates for me. I launched a website for all of the things that I'm doing. It's courtagonist.com. So if you guys want to go and check that out, I've got blogs, and then like I'll update my reading, and I have my cozy mystery in beta readers' hands right now, which is pretty cool. And then I just outlined a whole entire new series that I'm super excited about. Like really excited. Really, really, really excited. Life updates. Nick has cut a tooth, so he's got one of his bottom teeth in, and so that's been fun having a teething baby. And then Alex is adorable but has all of the toddler feelings, which is so much fun. So he is currently very much wanting mama, so you might hear him. But today's video and live is all about Fresh Brewed Murder. I am so excited to talk this millennial cozy with you guys. So, while I read the synopsis of the book, just to give like an overall gist of the book, let me know, how are you guys doing? I really, really, really want to know. But let's see. So, Fresh Brewed Murder. It says Portland is famous for its rain, hipsters, craft beers, and coffee. Sage Kaplan has high hopes for her coffee cart, Ground Rules, which she runs with her business partner Harley, a genius at roasting beans and devising new blends. That's essential in a city where locals have intensely strong opinions about cappuccino versus macchiato, especially in the case of one of Sage's very first customers. Sage finds the man's body in front of her cart, a fatal slash across his neck. There's been plenty of anger in the air from longtime vendors annoyed at Ground Rules taking a coveted spot in the food truck lot, to protesters demonstrating against a new high rise. But who was mad enough to commit murder? Sage is already fending off trouble in the form of her estranged con artist mother, who's trying to trickle back into her life. But when Sage's very own box cutter is discovered to be the murder weapon, she needs to focus on finding the killer fast before her business and her life come to a bitter end. How is everyone feeling about the book? So, like always, put some quotes around your sentences and give like a number, like 5 stars or 4 stars or 3 stars, however you are feeling about it. For some reason, my comments aren't coming over from YouTube onto this. Let's see why it wouldn't be coming on. Uh do you guys see everything that I'm seeing? You guys should be. I don't understand why it's not coming through. It should be. Well, looks like I'm just going to have both the comment stream up on this side and on this side. So we've got Renee. Hi, Renee. Hi, Alicia. I thought that my comments were being very, very quiet. I was like, hold on, where are my people? The weather is getting to my allergies, Renee. So up and down. Can't wait to read the book. Thank you, Renee. Yeah, no, the weather is disgustingly gross here. Like, it was beautiful weather and now it is 55 degrees, rainy, and gross. Hi, Stacy. How are you? It's been kind of a bleh April for me, but going to Disney next month. So hopefully May will be better. Jenna, that sounds amazing. I have never been to Disney, like United States. Like when Aaron and I went to Japan, we went there, but I feel like I didn't really get like the Disney like feel of it. Does that make sense? Because everything was in Japanese. And so I wasn't able to actually like enjoy all of that. Um, but that sounds like a lot of fun. Yay. Hi, Spencer. Okay, so we've got three, Alicia, three, Renee, three, Stacy, four, Jenna, five, and Spencer, three. Amadaria, love that name by the way. Three, Ivy, hey Ivy, three, um, Ivy, hi, Alicia, read this a while ago. I can't remember why I gave it three and only wrote a brief review. Hopefully, you all will jog my memory. I can totally see that. I think I gave it like a three, three and a half. So we we didn't have like I don't know about you guys, but I had a little bit of confusion with keeping up with the characters in the book because there were a lot of characters and like different things going on, right? Like there were a lot of people in the cart area that I think that I got wrong. And for some reason, so like if you see on our thing, for some reason, I can't remember the dad's name. I can't remember the dad's name at all. But we've got Sage Kaplan, our protagonist, Harley. We've got like some of the owners like Zarek who owned the falafel cart, Macy. We've got those kind of people. And you guys can bring up the character list. I'll probably go back and forth. But here are some of the discussion questions. Let's see. So what did you all think of Sage Kaplan and her backstory in general? Um, so her backstory is basically she was kidnapped by her mom when I think she was like 1 or 2 years old. I think two from her dad, who was in the army and eventually became a police detective. And she is sort of like taken under wing with her mom until she's about 13 years old. And it's like her mom just can't like she's done using her or whatever. She's very much like um I would say Sage becomes too old to really use her in her cons and things like that, right? So she basically just drops Sage off and leaves her for like just by herself with a card to her uncle's shop. And so I I felt so bad for her and my heart was like so much on just the line for her. So what did you guys think about Sage and her backstory in general? Renee, I love that top. Thank you. I love this sweater. I got it at on ModCloth's website. They have a lot of really cool embroidered cardigans. So yes. Jenna, I agree. Lots of side characters who maybe didn't get enough description to be distinct. I agree. There was like I was really trying to figure out back and forth like who was who ran what cart. um I liked the idea of it because the cart, the food truck area sort of felt like its own small like town, right? Like it felt like a small town area kind of vibe, but I feel like even with such that small area, it still didn't necessarily feel cozy enough. What do you guys think? Renee, same boat. I remember that there was a business thread that was still up in the air. I was iffy on the ending with the girl. Um, hey, Amber, how are you? I just, I really, really felt like that there could have been a lot more like descriptions and like I don't know, something to make it feel a little bit more cozy. Ivy, her early life was so sad and problematic. Can't stand her mom. Yeah, so I have a question about that later on when we start talking a little bit more about like her mom. But I was very, very shocked at some of the topics that this book covered. So yeah, I was very much kind of like, whoa, whenever we started really like diving deeper into um this this series. Spencer, it was heavier tone than I was expecting. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Renee, I love that this was a more modern millennial cozy, but the author takes it a little too far outside of that box too. Which, you know, we don't have to do these in order. You're 100% correct. One of the questions that I had is the last question on this slide is this book touches on more delicate matters like homelessness, potential sexual assault, and abandonment. Is this book pushing the boundaries that cozy mysteries inherently have? Like, what do you guys think about that? Because this book is like very much advertised as a cozy mystery, right? Like it is supposed to be a cozy mystery series. So what were your thoughts on, like Renee said, a more millennial cozy? And her pushing the boundaries a little more. Like did that toe the line too much for you guys? Did you guys think that it was just enough? Cuz a lot of times we read cozy mysteries as escapism, right? Like we don't necessarily read it for the hard gritty you know, Criminal Minds, Law and Order SVU type of way. But parts of this book, while talking about things that are extremely important in society, don't get me wrong, um, do they fit in a cozy mystery setting? Is that something that we feel um should have been crossed, or should this maybe not be considered a cozy mystery? And then sort of like, I know this is sort of like going into down a rabbit hole, is there a new subgenre of cozy mysteries coming out? Like, when I think of, like, um, Ellery Adams' Secret Book and Scone Society, there's a lot more sexual tension and a cracked open door, uh, scenes. And then with this series, there is that those the homelessness and potential sexual assault, things like that. Like let me know what you think. Amadaria says definitely was towing the line between cozy and not. Spencer, I'm more of a fan of traditional cozies that are lighter toned and low stakes. I totally get that. Amber, it felt very much what Portland is like. My brother used to live there and it felt like the atmosphere there, but it is more gritty than most cozies. Spencer, I think it was still a cozy, but it had harder hitting socioeconomic themes than what you traditionally see. Amadaria, I like older cozies. I like the lightness, and I have to be in a certain mood for millennial cozies. Definitely a new subgenre for mysteries. Uh, Ivy, I like pushing boundaries, but too much for one book. Yeah, I feel like she did kind of like push, push, push when it came to having so many almost triggering things within the book, that I feel like you have to gain your reader's trust a little bit more, before you really dive into something that deep. But I don't know. Jenna, I really liked this one for that reason, but I work with homelessness and human services stuff. So it was interesting to see that in a cozy, but I get that people aren't all going to be there for it. Renee, what's funny is that older cozies like Aurora Tea Garden are grittier, but this darker in a different tone, a more real way. Spencer, yes, Court. I think the author tackled the homelessness well, but also incorporating drug use was a lot. Yeah, and like I didn't even mention the drug use. And like, so I feel like there's sort of like a back and forth on like, I really, really like some of the ways that millennial cozies are going. Um, because I am a millennial, but then I also am like, but I cling to the cozy mystery, sort of like pillars, the foundation that was laid, because that is the mysteries and the cozies and the things that I need at the time, especially when things are going rough. And when Spencer and I were on the Get Cozy podcast, we talked about how like we need cozy murder to happen, but in a cozy way. You know what I mean? So, what did you guys think about any of the other characters in the book? So, like, and your feelings about Harley and Sage's friendship. Did it seem genuine or forced? Because, okay, to me, no one in the book really stood out to me except Uncle Jimmy. Like I did not find that anyone else was really that memorable. And I didn't like Harley and Sage's friendship. Like it just seemed so forced. Like I couldn't see why they went into business together. Like other than the fact that like Harley is like the mastermind of bean roasting. Like Sage seems to be the one that's basically in control the whole entire time, like and like she's the face of the company and different things like that. And then like Harley was jealous about all of these different things. So yeah, Spencer, I didn't buy the friendship. Yeah, no, neither did I. Amber, I didn't think it was deep at all. I couldn't initially tell if Sage and Harley were frenemies or real friends. Yeah, like I kept going like I want, them to be friends. Like I need them to be the best friends, and I just wasn't getting that vibe, especially because Harley kept seeming like possessive over Zarek, and like Sage was kind of like, I don't really care. But then I got kind of like annoyed with Sage for even going on a date with Zarek in the first place whenever Harley was like, I think that I dig him. I was like, guys, come on. This is not high school. Like, I feel like I, I just didn't I wasn't the biggest fan of Harley and Sage's friendship. Maybe it gets better as the series goes on, but I really do like I wish that that their friendship was a little bit more in depth and complex, and I don't know, just like real friendship, you know what I mean? Like I just, maybe it'll grow. It is only book 1, and you know, things like that seem to grow as cozies are continuing. You know what I mean? I'm so sorry. Water went down the wrong pipe. I am so sorry. Um it was more real life than cozy. Agree, Amber. Spencer, they didn't even seem to make smart business partners. No, like, it was like Harley had no idea what to do with any of it, and I just was like, "Come on." Jenna, yes, it definitely wasn't a typical cozy besties vibe. We could go down a rabbit hole about how Sage's abandonment issues impact her adult friendships, but that would be a lot for a cozy. Jenna, you are 100% correct. I just like, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Uh, I agree. Um, all right. So, one of the things that drew me to wanting to read this book was I have an addiction to coffee, as you all know. So, there were a lot of coffee descriptions and expertise. Is this something that you loved in the story, or did it take you out of the story too much? Because there's like a balance, right? Whenever you're reading a culinary cozy, or if you're reading a sewing cozy, or you're reading a, I don't know, baking cozy, like all any of the cozies that have like a specific theme, which most do. Um, what were your guys's like? Did it take you out too much? I think that, like, for me personally, I think it was just the right amount. I really loved the idea of like alcoholic beverages and coffee. Like, I think that that sounds really, really, really good. Um, uh, Coffee cozies are my fave, and so I really like any coffee descriptions. I actually didn't think there were that many. See? Okay, good, good. Like, I feel like that there were a good amount. Um, I'm also very, very sorry about all of the coughing, guys. Um, but yeah, no, I absolutely loved the coffee descriptions in the book. So, what did you guys think of the setting of the book being in the food truck and the amount of potential killers in this book? I know those are two sort of different questions, but what did you guys think about that? Like, did you figure out the who done it early on, or were you tossing back and forth between different different people? Amber, I liked the coffee and alcoholic drinks idea. They sounded yummy. Ivy, I really like diving into the occupations of the cozies. I do too. It's so good. Spencer, I loved the setting. Food truck court was a fun setting. I never guessed right, so I didn't bother. I had a hard time guessing who. Like, I do remember whenever I was reading on the Fable app, I highlighted Macy's name first and I was like, she seems sketch. But then I was like, no, it's not going to be the little old lady. And so, like, I went back and forth between like Zarek, and I went back and forth between um his the person that he was helping. And so yeah, I I was very, very much like going back and forth. So I haven't even said who was killed. I'm the worst, guys. I'm also not feeling the best right now. So the person that was killed is David Stevens. He was the owner of the houses across the way that also had food trucks, and is basically, he cleared all those food trucks out to get a tall building up and going. Um, and he was very much like, he seemed like a very, very savvy businessman, and didn't necessarily have that warm of a heart for people, from what I gathered. And there was a lot going on. We've got Sage's mom, who apparently like screwed him out of a deal 14 years before, which is why Sage is considered a suspect in the first place, because he had a bone to pick with Sage's mom and he died in front of her food truck. Is that a coincidence? We think that maybe it could be his daughter, Gabby, who ends up being a homeless teenage girl, because he sort of shunned her away. It could have been Mary, his sister, or his son, Arthur. Like, there were a lot of different people that it could have been. Uncle Jimmy was pointed fingers at one point as well. And so there was a lot a lot going on. Renee, I wish that there were food trucks near me. This book did not help. I love food trucks. They're so good. I loved the setting. Alicia didn't guess. Macy seemed so sweet and did not think there was such a crazy lady in there. Agreed. Um, Renee, side note, I kind of wish more of the food truck people were had more normal names. Interesting herbal names may help some differentiate. I am not one. Yeah, I can totally see that. Um, so yeah, there was a lot going on there. I did not guess that the killer was Macy, and I really, really I liked Macy and her craziness for the pigeons and everything. I don't know. I thought it was crazy. Like, I did not see it being the little old woman at all. Like, I just didn't. Uh so we've got a couple of more questions. Or what are your thought about Sage's potential romances with Bax and Zarek? Do you like love triangles, and does this count as a love triangle? I don't think like I'm not the biggest fan of love triangles in general. And once Zarek sort of judged her for being related to Uncle Jimmy, it kind of ticked me off. And I kind of like saw the inner person that he is like how like Sage even mentioned like if his anger is that hot like that close to the surface, I automatically was like, girl, don't you even text him back? Like, no. I really liked Bax. I also liked the fact that he is a dad because now I have like a weakness for parental like figures. So I was really, really digging the Bax relationship. Jenna totally didn't guess who done it. I was just a happy passenger in this one as far as the mystery. I love doing that though. Spencer, agree. No to love triangles. And this was an easy choice for me for the love interest, luckily. Yeah, no. There was like it was almost no contest. No contest at all. All right, so Sage's mom is a con artist that we find used Sage as a child to get money out of men. This brings angst into a mother-daughter relationship that I haven't ever read in a mystery before. Um, what were your thoughts on this dynamic and this mystery within a mystery that I'm assuming is going to continue with the series? Jenna, I really liked Bax. I hope it continues. Renee, his response, if I remember, was way out of nowhere, like a mini explosion. Agreed. It was ridiculous. Amber, not a fan of triangles. His niceness was totally ruined for Zarek when he got angry. Yeah, he was just, it just gave me like potential gaslighting vibes. Ivy, hate love triangles with a passion. Sage better pay attention to those red flags. Amadaria, I don't like love triangles and will only get through them if the main character picks who she goes with within the first 3 books. Agreed. Uh, Spencer, I actually really enjoyed the conflict of Sage and her mom. I agree. I liked it too, because that's not normally something that you see within a cozy mystery. And normally it's like the mom, like they have this Gilmore Girls vibe. Like there's not very much like um confrontation and things like that. And I really, really, really liked it. Spencer, it added a level of complexity and insight into Sage's character. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I really, really, really loved that. And I think um like that would be that would be one of the only reasons why I would continue the series is if like that gets dived into deeper and I kind of want to see like what's coming next. So, speaking of that, one, would you recommend this book to others? And two, are you going to continue with the series? Amber, I liked the conflict with Sage and her mom too. She truly had to overcome her past. Agreed. And I liked the fact that it made Sage more realistic, right? Like, I like that even though she was taught how to manipulate by her mom, you were in her mind, and so you saw her fighting that extra instinct um to do that, right? Like, she was like, "No, I'm not gonna manipulate. No, I'm not gonna do a cold call. No, I'm not gonna do this." So, I really liked that aspect of it. Um, Spencer, "Oh, me too. I wanna see more of the mom." Alicia, "No, wouldn't recommend and no to the series, but I love the covers. The covers are stunning. I had a lot of fun making this bookmark." Spencer, "I would recommend, but warn people of the heavier notes. Not a typical escapist cozy." I agree. Now, I don't know if I'm going to continue with this series. It's not 100% no for me. Like, it's not a no dog, but it's like a eh. Um, Amber, "I want to try more. I would recommend, but also warn others." Agreed. All right. So, I will stick with the series. I really liked it in general and definitely want to see how the mom situation evolves. Yes, Jenna, if you do that, let me know in book 2 if it gets better. And then if it does, I'll pick it up. Message me on Instagram and let me know. So, I know that book club's going to be a little bit shorter today. Alex is having a meltdown out there, and I'm not feeling very well, but I am very, very excited to announce the book club pick for May. And it is Night of the Living Deed. And like, this one won by quite a bit. So let me tell you what Night of the Living Deed is about. It is a haunted guest mystery series. This has been on my TBR for years. Like, I've owned this physically for years. 7 rooms, 4 baths, 2 ghosts. Newly divorced, Allison Kirby wants a second chance for herself and her 9-year-old daughter. Come on, it's a mom cozy. So she's returned to her hometown on the Jersey Shore to transform a fixer-upper into a charming and hopefully profitable guest house. But when a bump on the head leaves her seeing not only stars but spirits, Allison realizes the real challenge she's facing is out of this world. The 2 residing ghosts are Maxie Malone, the foul-tempered former owner of the house who has definite opinions about Allison's design plans, and Paul Harrison, a private eye who's been working for Maxie. Both died in the house on the same night. The official cause of death was suicide, but the ghosts insist they were murdered. And they need Allison to find out who killed them, or the next ghost in the guest house will be Allison herself. It sounds absolutely amazing. Amber Scott, "I'm so excited for this one. Feel better and thank you. Thank you. I would recommend to my daughter, but who would like a grittier cozy. May read later, but got so many cozies to read now." Agreed. Bloodlust, "I read the second one and it's not much better." Good to know. Sounds interesting. My library doesn't seem to have Maze, and right now that's my only option, but I will be here, barring work. Yay, I hope so. Thank you, Amber. And guys, if you could keep Lisa Lily Loving in your heart and your thoughts, and if you pray for her father just went into hospice, and her mother is having early stage dementia, and she's dealing with a lot, and she messaged me very, very sad that she was going to have to miss book club tonight, and I told her not to worry about it, that we would miss her and send her all of the positive love and thoughts and prayers, because she really needs them right now. She is the sole sort of person to taking care of her parents, and I love her so much, and so I want to make sure that we send all of that love, because to me, book club is, I mean, you guys are friends and family, and I see you every month, and so I do realize when you're not here, and I do worry. So that's just a little bit of mom Courtney there, momming you, but I am so happy that you guys came and joined to talk about Fresh Brewed Murder, and I will see you guys in my next video. Comment and stuff on the Instagrams. But for book club, we will meet on May 31st. But I hope you guys have an amazing night, and thank you guys so much for stopping by for book club tonight. So Bye, everyone.